I sit here, on this old porch of mine, surrounded by the sounds of birds singing and the rustle of leaves in the wind. The sun is setting behind the trees, casting a warm glow over everything I've built. It's a peaceful moment, the kind of peace that only comes with age, when you've lived long enough to understand both the beauty and the sorrow of life. I've lived over 70 years, and if I'm honest with myself, I've had my share of regrets. But what I've come to realize with time is that regret is not necessarily a curse. It's a lesson. It's a reminder of the paths not taken and the things left unsaid. And in the same breath, it's a reminder of what I've done right, of what I've accomplished, of the moments I'm most proud of. I've spent a lot of time thinking about what I regret the most. When you reach a certain age, you don't dwell on the small stuff. The little failures and mishaps fade away. What remains are the big things, the things that truly matter. And for me, the biggest regret is simple. I didn't say I love you enough. I wasn't raised to say those words. My father never told me he loved me, and I never told him either. For us, love wasn't something to be spoken. It was something to be shown through action. My father worked hard every day. He provided for us. He protected us. And that was enough. He believed that love didn't need to be spoken. It was felt in the sacrifices he made, the roof he put over our heads, and the food on our table. I carried that belief with me as I grew older. When I became a father, I followed in my own father's footsteps. I worked long hours, came home tired, fixed things around the house, and took care of my family. But there was something missing. I didn't tell my children I loved them as often as I should have. I didn't show them, either, in the way I needed to. I thought they knew. But you know what I've learned in the years since? People don't remember what you assume. They remember what you say. My daughter, Anna, once told me something that broke my heart. She said, "Dad, I used to stand by the door when you came home from work, just hoping you'd hug me or tell me you loved me. But you never did." I hadn't realized it, but that silence, the silence of a father who thought his love was understood, had left a hole. My daughter grew up feeling like something was missing. She didn't need toys. She didn't need gifts. She just wanted me to say the words, to look her in the eye and say, "I love you." I wish I had known that back then. I wish I had understood that love isn't just something you feel. It's something you share. And not just through actions, but through words, too. When my son, Mark, became a teenager, I noticed something. He started pulling away, and I didn't know how to reach him. He was quiet, distant, and I was afraid of pushing him away even further. I knew I needed to say something, but the words never came. It wasn't until Mark left for college that I realized what I had missed. When I dropped him off at the dorm, I gave him a quick hug and a handshake, like I had done hundreds of times before. But this time, something felt off. I wanted to say something more, but the words caught in my throat. "Dad, I'll be fine," Mark said, his voice steady. But I could see the uncertainty in his eyes. As I walked back to the car, I had this overwhelming feeling of regret. I never told him how much I loved him. I never said it in a way that truly reached him. When I got home, I stood in the living room, staring at the empty space where Mark's things used to be. And I realized something. It was never too late to change. The turning point. It wasn't an easy decision to make. To start saying the words I had kept hidden for so long. It felt unnatural at first. My whole life had been built on the idea that actions spoke louder than words. But when I started to speak those words, "I love you," I noticed something unexpected. It changed me. It didn't happen overnight, but little by little, I began to see how much those words meant. The first time I said, "I love you" to Mark, he was taken aback. I could see the surprise in his eyes. It was as though he wasn't sure how to respond. Or maybe he was waiting for me to take it back. But I didn't. It became a habit. I said it to Anna every night, before she went to bed. I said it to Mark whenever we talked on the phone. Slowly, the silence between us began to fill with words of love. And with those words came something even more important: connection. For the first time in my life, I truly felt like I was being heard. Not just by my children, but by myself. I was opening up, and in doing so, I was allowing my children to open up to me. The change wasn't dramatic at first, but it was real. And over time, I could see the difference. The small moments of tenderness, hugs, phone calls, shared laughter, grew stronger. My children, now adults, began to return the words. They would say, "I love you, Dad." And it wasn't awkward. It was natural. It was what should have been there all along. Pride and peace. So, when I think about what I'm most proud of, it's not about the accomplishments or the things I've built over the years. It's not about the house I've worked so hard to pay off, or the career I stuck with for decades. What I'm most proud of is that I changed. I'm proud of the fact that, even at my age, I was willing to learn something new about myself. I'm proud that I was able to soften, that I was able to say the things that matter most, even when it was difficult. And you know what else? I'm proud of the fact that my children are now better at saying it than I was. They are more open, more affectionate, more willing to express love. And if that's the legacy I leave behind, I'll be content. Sometimes, I think back to that day when I dropped Mark off at college, and I wish I had said those words then. But the truth is, I'm glad I said them at all. Because now, I don't have to wonder if he knew. I know he does. And that is what I'm most proud of. No regrets. Only love. Moral of the story. If you still have people in your life you care about, don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for the right moment. Say the words that matter now. Don't let silence be the story of your love. If you feel something, speak it. Don't let regret be the last chapter of your story. Love is meant to be shared, not just through actions, but through the words we speak. Don't wait for another day. Say it now. I love you.